Question number 1, part A. Find the lowest common multiple of the numbers 15, 35, and 40. Okay, so to find the lowest common multiple, let us list the given numbers, and then we are going to find the common multiple for the numbers. Okay, so we are going to prepare a small table. So here we are going to have 15, here is 35, and here is 40. Okay, so we are going to ask ourselves what is the lowest number which can divide either of these numbers. Okay, so the first number is 2. So we are starting here. 15 divided by 2 is not possible, so we leave 15 as it is. And here is going to be 35 as it is. But here, 40 divided by 2 equals to 20. Okay, so we are going to follow the same procedure on the following numbers. So our next number here is number 2. So the value here is going to be 15. Here is 35 still, and here is 10. Our next number is still number 2. So here we are going to have 15, and here is 35, and here is 5. Okay, so our next number is number 3. So dividing here, we are going to have 5, and here still we are going to have 35, and here is 5. So our next number is 5. So dividing here, we are going to have 1, and here we are going to have 7, and here we are going to have 1. Our next number now is 7. So here the value is 1, and here is 1, and here is 1. Okay, so now to find the lowest common multiple for this one, we just multiply all these divisors. Then our equation is going to be 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 5 times 7. Of which, after calculating the values, the answer is going to be 840. And this is our lowest common multiple. Part B. Find the approximate value of the expression by rounding off each number in this expression to one significant figure. Okay, so we've been given the approximation problem. Let us first round off each number to one significant figure as below. So we are going to have 0.07 times 20,000 over 7.0. Okay, so now let us simplify the numerator. The expression is going to be 1,400 over 7.0. So dividing this expression, our answer is going to be 200. And this is going to be our final answer. Question number 2, part A. Express this equation in terms of P given that P equals to 3 power y. Okay, so this is an exponential problem. So to solve the problem, let us break the exponents as follows. So our expression is going to be 3 power 2y times 3 power negative 1 plus 2 times 3 power y times 3 power negative 1 equals to 1. Okay, so let us keep simplifying this. Our expression is going to be, in brackets, 3 power y squared times 3 power negative 1 plus 2 times 3 power y times 3 power negative 1 equals to 1. Okay, so looking at our question, we've been given that p equals to 3 power y. So let us now replace this one with p in our equation. So our equation is going to be p squared times 3 power negative 1 plus 2 times p times 3 power negative 1 equals to 1. Okay, so now let us rearrange this equation. So our equation is going to be p squared over 3 plus 2 over 3p equals to 1. And this is going to be our answer. Part B, determine the value of y in the following equation. Okay, so this is the logarithm equation. So let us rewrite this expression. Our expression is going to be log base 10 in brackets 3y plus 2 minus log base 10 in brackets y minus 4 equals to 1. So next we are going to apply the quotient rule. Then our equation is going to be log base 10 in brackets 3y plus 2 over in brackets y minus 4 equals to 1. Okay, so next let us express the equation in an exponential form. Then our equation is going to be in brackets 3y plus 2 over in brackets y minus 4 equals to 10. Okay, so next let us cross multiply this equation. Then our expression is going to be 3y plus 2 equals to 10 in brackets y minus 4. Okay, so let us open the brackets. Our equation is going to be 3y plus 2 equals to 10y minus 40. So next, let us combine the like terms. Our equation is going to be 10y minus 3y equals to 40 plus 2. Let us solve this. Our equation is going to be 7y equals to 42. Now let us divide by 7 both sides. Then our expression is going to be y equals to 6. And this is going to be our answer. Question number 3. In a class of 45 students, 30 study chemistry, 20 study physics, and 5 study neither of the two subjects. Part A of the question, represent this information in a well-labeled Venn diagram. This is a set problem, so we are going to let X be the number of students who study both chemistry and physics. Then students who study chemistry only are going to be 30 minus X. And the students who study physics only are going to be 20 minus X. Okay, so now let us sketch our Venn diagram. So we are going to draw a table. And then we are going to have 2 cycles inside the table showing the values for chemistry, and here is physics, and here is for both subjects. And for here we can show that this will represent neither of the two subjects. Okay, so now let us apply the values obtained above. Then here we are going to have 30 minus x, and here is going to be x, and here is going to be 20 minus x, and here we are going to have 5. And this is our Venn diagram. Part B of the question, using part A above, we are supposed to find the number of students studying both subjects. Okay, so we know that students studying chemistry only plus students studying physics only plus students studying both subjects plus students studying neither of the subjects equals to total number of students. Okay, so now let us substitute the values from our Venn diagram. Our equation is going to be 30 minus x plus 20 minus x plus x plus 5 equals to 45. Okay, so now let us combine the like terms. Our equation is going to be 55 minus x equals to 45. Okay, so now let us make x as a subject. Our equation is going to be x equals to 10. Therefore, 10 is the number of students studying both subjects. For Roman 2, we are supposed to find the probability that a student selected at random from the class will be studying chemistry only. Okay, so let us recall the formula for probability, which says probability of an event equals to number of events over number of sample space. Okay, so here number of events equals to students who are studying chemistry only, which equals to 30 minus x, and the number of sample space equals to 45. Then let us apply these values into our formula. Then we are going to have probability equals to 30 minus x over 45. Let us now substitute the value of x equals to 10. Then probability of an event is going to be 30 minus 10 over 45. Solving this, we are going to have 20 over 45. Simplifying this further, we are going to have 4 over 9. And this is a probability required. Question number 4, part A. An engineer is in the process of constructing two straight roads, R1 and R2, which will meet at the right angles. If R1 will be represented by the equation 2x minus 3y minus 4 equals to 0, and R2 will be passing through point 4, negative 2, we are supposed to find the equation representing R2 in the form of ax plus by plus c equals to 0. Okay, so this is a coordinate geometry problem. Our given equation is 2x minus 3y minus 4 equals to 0. Okay, so now let us express this equation in the form of y equals to mx plus c by making y as a subject of this equation. So our equation is going to be y equals to 2 over 3x plus 4 over 3. From this equation, the slope is going to be 2 over 3, represented by the place of letter m. Okay, so we've been told that these lines are perpendicular. And we know that when lines are perpendicular, the product of their gradient is going to give us -1. So gradient for line 1 is going to be m1 and the gradient of line 2 is going to be m2. Then using this concept, we are saying m1 times m2 equals to -1. Okay, so now let us substitute m1 with 2/3 in order to find the value of m2. Then our expression is going to be 2/3 m2 equals to -1. So next, let us make m2 as a subject. Our equation is going to be m2 equals to -3/2. Okay, so now we have the value for a second slope, and then we have a point which is 4, -2. Now let us find the equation of a line R2. Then let us recall the general formula, which says y equals to m in brackets x minus x1 plus y1. Okay, so we have the value for m which equals to -3/2, and then x1 and y1 which equals to 4, -2. Now let us substitute these values into our equation. Then our expression is going to be y equals to -3/2 in brackets x minus 4 minus 2. Okay, so next let us open the brackets. Our expression is going to be y equals to -3/2 x plus 6 minus 2. Okay, so now let us combine the like terms. Our expression is going to be y equals to -3/2 x plus 4. Let us now multiply by 2 both sides. Our expression is going to be 2y equals to -3x plus 8. Let us now rearrange this equation. Our equation is going to be 3x plus 2y minus 8 equals to 0. And this is an equation required. Part B, a boat crosses a river at a velocity of 30 km per hour southwards, and water in the river flows at 5 km/h due east. By using the knowledge of vectors, calculate the resultant velocity of the boat and give the answer correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, so this is the vector problem. Let us sketch our problem. So the boat starting point is going to be here. And then we are going to draw another line going southwards. And then we are going to say this is 30 km per hour. And then we are going to draw another line which will represent the direction of the river, and the speed of it is 5 km per hour. And then we are going to connect these points, and this line will represent our resultant. Okay, so now to find the result, we are going to use a Pythagoras theorem which says c squared equals to a squared plus b squared. Okay, so we are going to substitute c with r, a with 30, and b with 5. Then our equation is going to be r squared equals to 30 squared plus 5 squared. Okay, so let us solve the values on our right hand side, then our equation is going to be r squared equals to 925. Okay, so now let us apply the root both sides. Our equation is going to be r equals to under root 925. Okay, so reading the root from the table, the value is going to be 30.4138. So here we are going to approximate the value of a resultant velocity to be r equals to 30.41 kilometers per hour. And this is going to be our answer. Question number 5, part A. The length of two similar rectangles are 6 cm and 8 cm. If the area of a small rectangle is 73.8 centimeters, find the area of a large rectangle. Okay, so this is the similarities problem. We know that the square ratio of the length of a similar figures gives the ratio of their areas. We can represent this as L1 over L2 squared equals to A1 over A2, of which L is the values for the length and the A are the values for the areas. Okay, so let us now substitute L1 with 8, L2 with 6, and A2 with 73.8 in order to find the area of a large rectangle. Then our equation is going to be 8 over 6 squared equals to A1 over 73.8. Okay, so next we are going to make A1 as a subject by multiplying 73.8 both sides. Then our equation is going to be A1 equals to 73.8 times 8 squared over 6 squared. After solving the values, we are going to have A1 equals to 131.2. So we can conclude that the area of a large rectangle equals to 131.2 centimeters squared. Part B, the exterior and interior angles of a regular polygon are in the ratio of 2:4 respectively. We are supposed to find the number of sides of the polygon. Okay, so this is the ratio problem. So first we are going to let y equals to interior angle and x is going to be exterior angle. Okay, so now we are going to have x ratio y equals to 2:4. Okay, so now let us express this into fraction. Then our equation is going to be x over y equals to 2/4. So for here, we are going to cross multiply these values. Then our equation is going to be 2y equals to 4x. Let us now divide by 2 both sides. Our equation is going to be y equals to 2x. But we have to recall that interior angle plus exterior angle gives us 180 degrees, which means taking x plus y equals to 180 degrees. Okay, so from this one, let us substitute y with 2x. Then our equation is going to be x plus 2x equals to 180. Okay, so now let us combine the like terms. Our equation is going to be 3x equals to 180. So next we are going to divide by 3 both sides. Then our equation is going to be x equals to 60. And this is an interior angle. Okay, so now to find the number of sides of a polygon, we are going to use the following formula, which says number of sides equals to 360 degrees over exterior angle. Okay, so next let us substitute the value of exterior angle, which equals to 60. Then our equation is going to be number of sides equals to 360 over 60. Solving this, we are going to have 6. And this is the number of sides required. Question number 6, part A. A piece of length 7.42 meters is cut off from the string that is 13.5 meters long. If the remaining part of the string is divided into equal pieces of length 32 centimeters, how many pieces are there? Okay, so this is the dimensions problem. So first we are going to find the remaining part. So the remaining part is going to be 13.5 minus 7.42, of which after solving the values, the answer is going to be 6.08 meters. Okay, so now let us convert 6.08 meters into centimeter by multiplying by 100. So doing that multiplication, the value is going to be 608 centimeters. Now to find the number of pieces, we are going to take 608 over 32, which after solving the values, we are going to get 19 pieces. And this is going to be our answer. Part B, the mass which can be supported by a beam varies directly with the breadth and inversely with the length. If a beam of a breadth 2 meters and a length 15 meters can support a mass of 200 kilograms, what mass can be supported by a beam which is 3 meters broad and 20 meters long? Okay, so this is the variation problem. We have been told that the mass is directly proportional with the breadth and inversely proportional with the length. Okay, so next let us introduce a constant of proportionality K. Then our expression is going to be M equals to K B over L. And we are going to call this as equation number 1. So next, let us make K as a subject. Our equation is going to be K equals to ML over B. Okay, so now to find the value of K, we are going to substitute the value of mass, which equals to 200, breadth, which equals to 2, and length, which equals to 15. Then our equation is going to be K equals to 200 times 15 over 2, of which after solving the values, the value of K is going to be 1,500. Okay, so now using the same equation, in order to find the value of M when breadth equals to 3 and length equals to 20, let us substitute these values into our equation. Then we are going to have M equals to 1,500 times 3/20, of which, solving this, we are going to get m equals to 225. So now we can conclude that 225 kilogram mass will be supported. Question number 7, part A. What do the following terms mean as used in accounts? So Roman 1 is a trading account. So we can recall that a trading account is an account that helps us to determine the gross profit of a business. For Roman 2, profit and loss account. So we have to recall that a profit and loss account is an account that helps us to determine the net profit or loss from the business. Roman 3, it is about a balance sheet. So we have to recall that a balance sheet is the summary of the financial position of an organization. And also for the Roman 4, for the cash account, we have also to recall that a cash account is an account that records cash transactions of a business. Part B, a car which buying price was shillings 12,500,000 was sold at a loss of 20%. We are supposed to find the loss made and the selling price. Okay, so the loss made is going to be 20/100 times 12,500,000, of which after solving the values we are going to get 2,500,000. Okay, so to find the selling price, let us consider the following formula, which says loss made equals to buying price minus selling price. Okay, so now let us substitute the values. We are having 2,500,000 equals to 12,500,000 minus selling price. Okay, so now let us collect the like terms. We are going to have selling price equals to 12,500,000 minus 2,500,000. Solving this, we are going to have selling price equals to 10 million. And this is going to be our answer. Question number 8, part A. A farmer wants to plant 6 mango seedlings in a row at a fixed interval of 7 meters. We are supposed to determine the length of a row. Okay, so for this one, the length of a row is going to be 5 steps times 7 meters per step, which after solving the values, we are going to get 35 meters. And this is going to be our answer. Part B, if the fifth term and the sixth term of a geometric progression are 162 and 486 respectively, find the common ratio in the first term of the geometric progression. Okay, so this is coming from geometric progression. Then to solve the problem, we are going to use the general formula for a geometric progression, which says Gn equals to G1 R power n minus 1. Okay, so for the fifth term, n is going to be 5 and Gn is going to be 162. Okay, so let us substitute these values into our formula. Our equation is going to be 162 equals to G1 R power 5 minus 1. Okay, so let us compute the exponents. We are going to have 162 equals to G1 R power 4. We are going to call this as equation number 1. Okay, so for the 6 terms, let us substitute the value for n equals to 6 and Gn equals to 486. Then our equation is going to be 486 equals to G1 R power 6 minus 1. Okay, so let us solve the exponent. Then our equation is going to be 486 equals to G1 R power 5. And we are going to call this as equation number 2. Okay, so we have to recall that the consecutive terms in a geometric progression gives a common ratio. So now we are going to take equation number 2 and we are going to divide by equation number 1. Then we are going to have 486 over 162 equals to G1 R power 5 over G1 R power 4. So simplifying our left hand side, the value is going to be 3, and also for our right hand side, G is going to cancel, and also we are going to apply the exponential rule. Then our equation is going to be 3 equals to R power 5 minus 4, of which, solving this, we are going to have R equals to 3. Okay, so next, let us substitute this value of R in our equation number 1. Then we are going to have 162 equals to G1 times 3 power 4. Okay, so now let us make G1 as a subject. Our equation is going to be G1 equals to 162 over 3 power 4, of which after solving the values, we are going to have G1 equals to 2. Therefore, our common ratio equals to 3 and our first term is 2. Question number 9, part A, show that cos 90 plus theta equals to negative sin theta. Okay, so for this one, first, let us expand our left-hand side. Then our expression is going to be cos, in brackets, 90 plus theta equals to cos 90 cos theta minus sin 90 sin theta. Okay, so we know that cos 90 equals to 0 and sin 90 equals to 1. Then let us substitute these values. Then our expression is going to be cos 90 plus theta equals to 0 times cos theta minus 1 times sin theta. Solving this, we are going to have 0 minus sin theta. Solving further, we are going to have negative sin theta. Hence, this has been shown. Part B, in a triangle UVW, UV equals to 3 centimeters and UW equals to 5 centimeters. If the angle formed between the two sides is 60, find WV correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, so this is the geometry problem. Let us sketch the problem. So we are going to draw a triangle. Then here we have U, V, W. And the value here is 3 centimeters. And here is 5 centimeters. And the value here is 60 degrees. Okay, so to find the length WV, we are going to use the cosine formula, which says C squared equals to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos theta. Okay, so from our triangle, the value for C is the length VW, the value for A is 5, the value for B is 3. Then let us substitute these values into our formula. Then our equation is going to be WV squared equals to 5 squared plus 3 squared minus 2 times 5 times 3 times cos 60. Okay, so we have to remember that cos 60 equals to 0.5. So with that in mind, our equation is going to be WV squared equals to 5 squared plus 3 squared minus 2 times 5 times 3 times 0.5, of which after solving the values, we are going to have WV squared equals to 19. Okay, so now let us apply the square root both sides. Our equation is going to be WV equals to under root 19. Okay, so next we are going to read the root from the table. The value is going to be 4.36, and this is going to be our answer. Question number 10, part A. A trapezium has the area of 2x squared minus 8x plus 6 square units. If the parallel sides are in brackets 2x plus 3 units and in brackets 2x minus 7 units long, find its height. Okay, so this is the geometry problem. Let us consider the following formula to find the area of a trapezium, which says area equals to 1 over 2 times height times in brackets side 1 plus side 2. Okay, so given the values from our equation, let us now substitute the values. Our equation is going to be 2x squared minus 8x plus 6 equals to 1 over 2 times h times in brackets 2x plus 3 plus 2x minus 7. Okay, so now let us combine the like terms inside the brackets. Our equation is going to be 2x squared minus 8x plus 6 equals to 1 over 2h in brackets 4x minus 4. Let us simplify further. We are going to have 2x squared minus 8x plus 6 equals to h in brackets 2x minus 2. Okay, so let us make h as a subject. Our equation is going to be h equals to 2x squared minus 8x plus 6 over 2x minus 2. So let us now simplify the values in our fraction. Our equation is going to be h equals to x squared minus 4x plus 3 over x minus 1. Okay, so let us now factorize our numerator by splitting the middle term. Our equation is going to be h equals to, in brackets, x minus 1, in brackets, x minus 3 over x minus 1. Okay, so since x minus 1 is common, then they can cancel from the fraction. So our equation is going to be h equals to x minus 3. And this is the value of the height required. Part B, the difference between two positive numbers is 7. If their product is 30, we are supposed to find the numbers. Okay, so first we are going to let the first number to be x, and then the second number will be x minus 7. Okay, so the product of these two numbers is going to be x times, in brackets, x minus 7 equals to 30. Okay, so next we are going to expand this expression. Then our equation is going to be x squared minus 7x equals to 30. Okay, so now let us rewrite this equation into a standard quadratic format. Then our equation is going to be x squared minus 7x minus 30 equals to 0. Okay, so next we are going to solve this equation using a quadratic formula, which says x equals to negative b plus or minus under root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, so from our equation, a is 1, b equals to negative 7, and c is negative 30. So let us now substitute these values into our formula. Then our equation is going to be x equals to 7 plus or minus under root negative 7 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 30 over 2 times 1. Solving this, our equation is going to be x equals to 7 plus or minus 13 over 2. Okay, so taking the positive sign here, then our equation is going to be x equals to 7 plus 13 over 2, of which, solving this, the value is going to be 20 over 2, and simplifying this further, the value is going to be 10. Therefore, our first number equals to 10. Okay, so to find the second number, we are going to take 10 minus 7, of which, after solving the values, the second number is going to be 3. And those are going to be our answers. Question number 11. The following are the marks obtained by 40 students in one basic mathematics examinations. So we have been given several information there. Part A, we are supposed to prepare a frequency distribution using the information number of class equals to 8, size of each class equals to 8, and the lower limit of the first class interval is 32. Okay, so this is the statistics problem. We know that the frequency distribution table is the table that contains class intervals and their corresponding frequencies. So we've been given the lower limit of the first class interval is 32. So we add 8 minus 1, which is 7, in order to get the upper class limit. Then the class interval here is 32 to 39. Okay, so to get the next interval, we just add 8 for the lower limit and upper limit up to where the maximum data is within the last class interval. Okay, so we are going to draw the table, which is going to have 2 columns. So the first column will have class intervals, and then the second column will have frequencies. Okay, so for the first class interval is going to be 32 to 39. The second one is 40 to 47. The next one is 48 to 55. Next one is 56 to 63. Next one is 64 to 71. The next one is going to be 72 to 79. And the last one is going to be 80 to 87. Okay, so now let us finalize our table by filling the frequencies. We are just going to count the data in order to assign the value of a frequency for each class. Okay, so for the first class, if counting the values which are falling within this class, then the number is 4. The next frequency is going to be 13. The next one is 8. The next is 6. The next one is 6. The next one is 2. And our last class interval, when counting the values, we are just having 1. So this is going to be our frequency distribution table requested. Part B, use the frequency distribution obtained in Part A to find the actual mean when the assumed mean is 83.5. Okay, so now we are going to add some few more columns into our table. So we are going to add the column for the class mark, and then we are going to add the column for the deviation, and then we are going to add the column for the product of deviation and the frequency. Okay, so now let us start filling the values for the class mark. The class mark is going to be the average of the class interval values. So for example, for the first one, we are going to take 32 plus 39 minus 2, of which after solving the values, the answer is going to be 35.5. Okay, so we are going to use the same approach to fill the rest of the data. So for the next class, the value is going to be 43.5. The next one is 51.5. The next one is 59.5. The next is 67.5. The next one is 75.5. And the last one is 83.5. Okay, so next we are going to fill the values for the deviation. The values for deviation is obtained by taking class mark minus assumed mean. So from our question, the assumed mean given is 83.5. So for the first one, we are going to take 35.5 minus 83.5, of which after solving the values, the value is going to be negative 48. Okay, so let us now use the same approach to fill the rest of the information. The next one is going to be negative 40. The next one is negative 32. Next is negative 24. Next is negative 16. The next one is negative 8. And the last one is going to be 0. Okay, so now let us fill the values for the product of the frequency and the deviation. So for the first one, we are going to take 4 times negative 48, of which after solving the value, the answer is going to be negative 192. So using the same approach, the next value is going to be negative 520. The next is negative 256. Next one is negative 144. The next one is negative 96. The next one is negative 16. And the last one is 0. So let us finalize our table by finding the summation of a frequency, which after summing the values, the summation of a frequency is going to be 40. And then we are going to find the summation of FD, which after summing the values, the answer is going to be negative 1,224. Okay, so now we have the information to find the mean. Then we are going to use the formula to find a mean by using the assumed mean, which says mean equals to A plus summation of FD over summation of F, of which A is the assumed mean. Okay, so now let us substitute the values. The equation is going to be mean equals to 83.5 plus negative 1,224 over 40, of which after solving the values, we are going to have mean equals to 52.9, and this is going to be our answer. Part C, calculate the difference between the actual mean and the median of this distribution, and also we are supposed to comment on the difference obtained. Okay, so first let us recall the formula to find the median, which says median equals to L plus, in brackets, N over 2 minus FB over FM times C, of which L is a lower real limit of the median class, FB is a summation of a frequency below the median class, FM is a frequency of the median class, and C is a class size. Okay, so when we are taking N over 2, which our N is 40, so when we are taking 40 divided by 2, we are going to get 20. And then this shows that our median class is 48 to 55. Okay, so having our median class, then our lower real limit is going to be 48 minus 0.5, which equals to 47.5. And the summation of a frequency below the median class is going to be 17, and the frequency of the median class is 8, and the class size is 8. Okay, so now let us replace these values into our formula. Then our equation is going to be median equals to 47.5 plus, in brackets, 20 minus 17 over 8 times 8, of which after solving the values, we are going to have 50.5. Okay, so next, finding the difference between these two numbers, we are going to have 52.9 minus 50.5, of which after solving the values, the answer is going to be 2.4. Okay, so given the result of this median, we can conclude that the marks of many students are relatively close to each other. Question number 12. The following rectangular block is 8 cm long, 6 cm wide, and 5 cm high. For part A, we are supposed to name the angles formed between line AG with the planes ABCD and BCFG. Okay, so this is the 3-dimension problem. The angle formed between line AG and plane ABCD is angle BAG, and the angle formed between line AG and plane BCFG is angle AGB. Part B of the question, for Roman 1, we are supposed to find the length of AC. Okay, so for this one, let us consider the triangle ABC from the given figure in order to find the length AC. Okay, so since this is the right-angled triangle, then we are going to use a Pythagoras theorem which says AC squared equals to AB squared plus BC squared. Okay, so now let us substitute the values which we have. We are going to have AC squared equals to 8 squared plus 6 squared. Okay, so next we are going to apply the root both sides. Then our equation is going to be AC equals to under root 8 squared plus 6 squared. Okay, so solving this, we are going to have AC equals to under root 100. Solving the root, we are going to get AC equals to 10. Therefore, AC equals to 10 centimeters. For Roman 2, we are supposed to find the length AF. Okay, so in order to find the length AF, we are going to consider the triangle ACF from the given figure, and then we are going to use a Pythagoras theorem as well. Then our formula we are going to apply is AF squared equals to AC squared plus FC squared. Okay, so now let us substitute the values. Then our equation is going to be AF squared equals to 10 squared plus 5 squared. Okay, so now let us apply the root both sides. Then our equation is going to be AF equals to under root 10 squared plus 5 squared. Solving this, we are going to have AF equals to under root 125. Let us now simplify the root. We are going to have AF equals to 5 under root 5. Therefore, AF equals to 5 under root 5 centimeters. For Roman 3, we are supposed to find the size of angle CAF. Okay, so for this one, we are going to use the tangent formula, which says tan theta equals to opposite side, in our case is side FC, over adjacent side, in our case is side AC. So let us substitute the values. Assuming theta is an angle CAF, then our equation is going to be tan theta equals to 5 over 10, of which solving this we are getting 0.5. Okay, so next we are going to find the tan inverse from the table, of which the value of our theta is going to be 26.57 degrees. Therefore, we conclude that angle CAF equals to 26.57 degrees. Part C, a ship sails from point A with those coordinates to point B with those coordinates at a speed of 900 kilometers per hour if it leaves at point A at 10 a.m. o'clock. When will this arrive at B? And then we have been given the radius of the Earth to be 6,400 kilometers. Okay, so this is the Earth as a sphere problem. Let us consider the following sketch. So we are going to draw our Earth as a cycle. And here we are going to draw our equator line with 0 degree. And then we have point A with coordinates 10 south, 30 west. And then we have point B with the coordinates 11 north, 30 west. And then the value here is going to be 10. And here the value is 11. Then to find the time for arrival, let us first find the distance traveled using the following formula, which says distance equals to theta over 360 times 2 pi r, of which theta is a difference in latitude and r is the radius of Earth. Okay, so finding the difference in latitude, we are going to take 11 plus 10, which equals to 21 degrees. And then our radius equals to 6,400. Then let us substitute these values into our formula. Then our equation is going to be distance equals to 21 over 360 times 2 times 3.14 times 6,400. After solving the values, we are going to have distance equals to 2,344.53 kilometers. Okay, so next, to find the time, we are going to use the following formula, which says time equals to distance over speed. Okay, so let us now substitute the values which we have. Then we are going to have time equals to 2,344.53 over 900, of which, solving this, we are going to get 2.61 hours. Converting this, we are getting 2 hours and 36 minutes. So to arrive at point B, we are going to take 10 a.m. o'clock plus 2 hours and 36 minutes, which equals to 12 and 36 minutes p.m. Therefore, the ship will arrive at point B at 12:36 p.m. Question number 13, part A. Solve the following system of simultaneous equation by using the matrix method. So we've been given two equations there. Then this is the matrix problem. So first, let us express our equation in matrix format. Then we are going to have matrix 2, 3, negative 1, 2 times matrix x, y equals to matrix 5, 4. Then we are going to call this as equation number 1. Okay, so next we are going to let A equals to matrix A, B, C, D, which equals to matrix 2, 3, negative 1, 2. Okay, so to find the inverse of a matrix A, we are going to use the following relation, which says A inverse equals to 1 over AD minus BC times matrix D minus B minus CA, of which this matrix is an adjoint of a matrix A, which is obtained by exchanging elements of main diagonal and negating the elements of the leading diagonal. Okay, so now let us substitute these values into our formula. Then we are going to have A inverse equals to 1 over 2 times 2 minus 3 times negative 1 times matrix 2, negative 3, 1, 2. Solving this, we are going to have A inverse equals to 1 over 7 times matrix 2, negative 3, 1, 2. Okay, so next, let us multiply this matrix both sides into our equation number 1. Then we are going to have 1 over 7 times matrix 2, negative 3, 1, 2 times matrix 2, 3, negative 1, 2 times matrix x, y equals to 1 over 7 times matrix 2, negative 3, 1, 2 times matrix 5, 4. Okay, so things to remember is a matrix times its inverse is going to give an identity matrix. So we are going to replace this part with an identity matrix. Then our equation is going to be matrix 1, 0, 0, 1 times matrix x, y equals to 1 over 7 times matrix 2, negative 3, 1, 2 times matrix 5, 4. Also, we know that a matrix times an identity matrix is going to give a matrix itself. So at this part, we are just going to have matrix x and y. Then our equation is going to be x, y equals to 1 over 7 times matrix 2, negative 3, 1, 2 times matrix 5, 4. Okay, so let us now apply the multiplication of the matrices for our right hand side. Then our equation is going to be x, y equals to 1 over 7 times matrix 2 times 5 plus 1 times 4, negative 3 times 5 plus 2 times 4, of which, solving this, we are going to have x, y equals to 1 over 7 times matrix 14, negative 7. Okay, so next we are going to apply the scalar multiplication for our right hand side. Then our equation is going to be x, y equals to 2, negative 1. Okay, so now we can compare the elements. Then the values are going to be x equals to 2 and y equals to negative 1. And these are going to be our answers. Part B, a triangle ABC has a vertices A with those coordinates, B with those coordinates, and C with those coordinates. We are supposed to find the vertices of its image under the transformation matrix T equals to matrix 2, 1, 1, 3. Okay, so this is the transformation problem, and to find the image, we are going to use the following relation, which says image equals to transformation matrix times point. Okay, so starting with point A with 1, 1, the relation is going to be X image, Y image equals to matrix 2, 1, 1, 3 times matrix 1, 1. Okay, so applying the multiplication of a matrix, then our equation is going to be X image, Y image equals to 2 times 1 plus 1 times 1, 1 times 1 plus 3 times 1, of which solving this, we are getting matrix 3, 4. Our next point is point B with 2, 4. Then the relation is going to be X image, Y image equals to matrix 2, 1, 1, 3 times matrix 2, 4. Okay, so multiplying this, we are going to have X image, Y image equals to matrix 2 times 2 plus 1 times 4, 1 times 2 plus 3 times 4, of which solving this, we are going to get 8, 14. Okay, so our next point is point C with 5, 3. Then the relation is going to be X image, Y image equals to matrix 2, 1, 1, 3 times matrix 5, 3. Okay, so multiplying this, we are going to have X image, Y image equals to matrix 2 times 5 plus 1 times 3, 1 times 5 plus 3 times 3. Solving this, we are going to get matrix 13, 14. Therefore, we can conclude that the image for the vertices are 3, 4, 8, 14, and 13, 14. Part C, we are supposed to find the image of the point A with 4, 2 after rotation about the origin through 120 anticlockwise. Okay, so this is the transformation problem. Let us consider the following relation for the rotation, which says image equals to transformation matrix times point. Okay, so for the rotation, transformation matrix R equals to matrix cos theta, sin theta, negative sin theta, cos theta. So the given value of theta from our question is 120 degrees. So let us substitute the value of theta in our equation. Then we are going to have R equals to matrix cos 120, sin 120, negative sin 120, cos 120. Okay, so now let us reduce the angles with respect to the quadrant we have. Then our equation is going to be R equals to matrix negative cos 60, sin 60, negative sine 60 negative cos 60. So next we are going to apply the special angle values for 60 degrees. Then our equation is going to be R equals to matrix negative 1 over 2 under root 3 over 2 negative under root 3 over 2 negative 1 over 2. Okay, so next we are going to substitute the value of R matrix in point A in a transformation formula. Then our equation is going to be X image Y image equals to matrix negative 1 over 2 under root 3 over 2 negative under root 3 over 2 negative 1 over 2 times matrix 4, 2. Okay, so multiplying on our right hand side, then our equation is going to be X image Y image equals to matrix negative 1 over 2 times 4 plus negative under root 3 over 2 times 2 under root 3 over 2 times 4 plus negative 1 over 2 times 2. Solving this, we are going to have X image Y image equals to matrix negative 2 minus under root 3 2 under root 3 minus 1. And this is going to be our final answer. Question number 14, part A. Jennifer makes 2 payments of garments, batiki and kitenge. Batiki requires 2.5 meters of material, while kitenge requires 2 meters of materials. The business uses up to 400 meters of material daily for the production of both types of garments, but produces at most 80 meters of batiki and at least 60 meters of kitenge daily. Okay, so taking X to represent the number of batiki and Y to represent the number of kitenge produced daily, Roman 1, we are supposed to write down the inequalities satisfying the given information. Okay, so this is the linear programming problem. We've been told that a batiki requires 2.5 meters of material and kitenge requires 2 meters of material. Total meters to be used for X number of batiki and Y number of kitenge will be 2.5x plus 2y. And this total must be equal or less than available materials, which is 400 meters. Then our inequality is going to be 2.5x plus 2y less or equal to 400. Also, Jennifer produces at most 80 meters of batiki, meaning batiki is not more than 80 garments. Then our inequality is going to be X is less or equal to 80. Also, we've been told that Jennifer produces at least 60 meters of kitenge, meaning kitenge must be greater or equal to 60. Then our inequality is going to be Y is greater or equal to 60. And then we are going to finally add the non-negative inequalities, because the number of kitenge and batiki can never be less than 0. Then our inequalities are going to be X should be greater or equal to 0 and Y should be greater or equal to 0. Then these are the inequalities required. For Roman 2, we are supposed to find the number of each type of garments the business can produce in order to get the maximum income if the income is given by function of x, y equals to 300x plus 200y. Okay, so for this one, we are going to use the graphical method to find the number of garments that can maximize the income. From the inequalities we have obtained in part 1 above, then that can help us to draw the graph. Okay, so now let us extract the boundary lines from those. Then our first line is going to be 2.5x plus 2y equals to 400. Our next line is going to be x equals to 80. Our next is y equals to 60. So next we are going to find the sample points from the line 2.5x plus 2y equals to 400. For this one, when x equals to 0, y is going to be 200 and the point is going to be 0, 200. And then when y equals to 0, x is going to be 160. Then our point is going to be 160, 0. Okay, so next we are going to draw. Then we are going to draw x and y axis. We are going to assign the scales in order to shade the negative region. Then we are going to draw the line 2.5x plus 2y equals to 400. And then we are going to shade the unrequired region based on the inequality. And then we are going to draw the line x equals to 80 and the line y equals to 60. And we are also going to shade the unrequired region. Then our final drawing is going to be like this. Okay, so from the graph we can extract the corner points from the feasible region, and then we are going to substitute the values into our given function. Okay, so let us prepare a small table which is going to have the corner points and the objective function, which we have been given as function of x, y equals to 300x plus 200y. So now we are going to start with our first corner point, point A, with coordinates 80, 60, of which after applying these values into our objective function, the answer here is going to be 36,000. Our next point is point B with 80, 100, of which applying the values here, the answer is going to be 44,000. Our next point is point C with 0, 200. Then the answer here is going to be 40,000. And our last corner point is point D with 0, 60, of which applying the values here, the answer is going to be 12,000. Now from the table, we can see that point B gives maximum values. Therefore, we can conclude that she has to produce 80 garments of batiki and 100 garments of kitenge to maximize the income. Part B of the question, what is the importance of studying linear programming? Give 2 points. Okay, so for this one, we can say that linear programming, it helps us to maximize the profit, and also it helps us to minimize the losses.